After an experimental mishap, a man fell into a deep sleep that lasted 500 years. When he finally awoke, the world had changed beyond recognition. Skyscrapers were held together by mere ropes, and bridges lay broken with no one bothering to fix them. People had become incredibly stupid, and the man found himself thrown into prison for lacking a modern ID card. While in prison, he underwent an intelligence test. The question was as follows: if you have a large bucket and a small bucket, how many buckets do you have in total? The man, somewhat in disbelief, answered, 2. Surprisingly, he was the only one who got this simple question right. It became apparent that the intelligence level of humankind had drastically declined over time. To combat this phenomenon, the military had initiated a human hibernation project, freezing society's elite to preserve the best of human genes. The man was among the first group of subjects. Along with a young woman, the military promised them a generous reward upon the experiment's completion. With that, the two entered hibernation pods and fell into a deep slumber. The initial plan was to thaw them out after a year, but things took a turn for the worse. The experiment's supervisor was arrested for corruption, and this top-secret project was completely forgotten. The laboratory was razed to the ground, and the hibernation pods were buried and sealed underground. As time flew by, human intelligence rapidly declined. In the blink of an eye, 500 years had passed. With the population exploding, garbage piled up into mountains with no one to clean it up. One day, a garbage truck dumped another load of trash, and the final bottle that fell was like the last straw that broke the camel's back. The garbage mountain collapsed, flooding the entire city like a tsunami. The man's hibernation pod happened to be swept into the home of a dimwit named Adai. Adai, who was watching a low-IQ TV show, tossed the man out without even understanding the situation. The man took to the streets seeking help, only to find that everyone around him was equally foolish. He arrived at a hospital, only to be astonished by the way medical care was administered. Without any inquiry, patients simply selected various cartoon icons. When the man went for a physical examination, the process was even more bizarre. The doctor pulled out 3 iron rods, placing one in the mouth, one in the ear, and one in the buttocks. Wait, no, that's not right. Let's start over. This one should go in the mouth. The man was utterly dumbfounded by this godlike operation. Wanting to rinse his mouth, the man tried to drink some water, but found that only beverages flowed from the tap. Finally, from a magazine, he learned that it was now the year 2505. It dawned on him that he had been asleep for 500 years.